Blessings, everybody. So, listen, this video, they're talking about protein and aminos and the function of muscle, the connection of the muscle function connection of muscle, joints, bones. Huge. It's not just a small thing. This is health prevention or the kind of information that will build your longevity when you understand it. They're a health resource before they're a supplement resource. To me, they're gonna tell you how your body works, and they provide the supplementation to help you use that information better. And then the business model to help people save and go way beyond that is phenomenal. These videos are free to see, so I'll put the link here. I'll put the link up. They're free to see. Just give them, it's the company tour. Give them a first initial, last name, business name, whatever. But it's all free information. There's a full library of this. Great resource, great community.
About why these are major players and how they help.
How they help.
So let's go and talk about animal proteins, right? Because first of all, vegetarians, vegans, very, very hard to get the adequate protein. You have to work that much harder because a lot of times eating the approved foods for your diet actually will end up increasing carbohydrates and calories significantly just to be able to get in the protein, and a lot of times it can lead to GI upset because a lot of those foods are very fibrous. But let's just go into animal proteins. I'm gonna give this a range 4 to 6 ounces of cooked. Okay, so it's very common. What they say is 4 is like at the palm of your hand. But what I would recommend if you're having trouble getting the protein in, go to that 6-ounce serving. Okay, because the 6-ounce serving of a chicken breast is 45 grams of protein.
Oh, man, I think I would have said less. Okay.
That's a 6-ounce.
Sure.
Many people don't do a 6-ounce. They'll do the 4-ounce. 4 ounces is about 35. Still a lot, but think about it. If you're trying to get that 50 in at dinner, and you're like, I just want to have chicken in a salad, have 6 ounces of chicken. You're right there at 45 grams, guys. A steak, same thing. From 4 to 6 ounces, 35 to 45 grams. Ground beef, this is like your 85% lean, 30 to 40 grams. Again,
Okay.
I'm doing all 4 to 6 ounces. Salmon fillet, 30 to 40 grams. Whitefish, just simple whitefish, cod, 30 to 35 grams. Easy to do that, right? We should be having at least two of those servings daily, right? That's easy to do, right? Your lunch, dinner. Some people don't necessarily need breakfast food for breakfast, and they'll have that as well. But let's go into eggs and dairy, because for most people, breakfast does have to do with more eggs and dairy. A little bit harder to do because one large egg is 6 grams of protein. So eggs are wonderful. The incredible edible egg provides so much, but you gotta make sure you're eating more than just one egg, right? So you take 3 eggs and you're close to the 18 to 20 grams. But a cup of Greek yogurt, 18 to 22 grams of protein. Right, I'm helping you understand that this is attainable. Cottage cheese, I love, 24 to 28 grams of protein. And then it's just an average cup of milk, 8 grams of protein. So again, it's some, but that's not necessarily going to move the needle. It has to be combined with something. So example right here, like take a cup of milk with a scoop of protein powder. Greek yogurt. What I really like to do is add a scoop of the chocolate into yogurt because it's like pudding.
There you go.
So good.
Nice.
So right there's easy ways to make this happen. So like an example for a breakfast, you could have your 3 eggs, a cup of Greek yogurt, and a little protein combo, right? I mean, it's not hard to do. This supports muscle and bone health without overeating, right? We're fueling our body with what it actually needs. But now we're going to enter in what we're talking about today,
And you can
because
see how tough it's going to be for a vegetarian to be able to hit their protein goals.
it is
really, really challenging.
Yeah, it is. And again, without aggravating your GI system with heavy loads of beans and quinoa and stuff like that, it's hard. Or increasing calories and getting your carbohydrates way too high.
Exactly. That's where you run the risk with whole food, is you can push your calorie intake so high.
Mm-hmm. Protein powders. Why they help. Why and where they help. So we just talked about whole foods. Those always come first, right? These are supplements. These are supplements to a healthy diet. Protein powder is still a supplement. They help close protein gaps. They support muscle repair, and they provide the building blocks for bone matrix. So again, you add them in to close these protein gaps. I'm sure I still need an extra 20 grams of protein today or 40 grams of protein today. There's your 2 snacks, right? 1 vanilla and then 1 chocolate, right? Easy to do. I don't want you to think of these, because we also talked about like bodybuilders and stuff like that. I don't want you to think about these as gym supplements. Mm-hmm. These are not gym supplements. Right. These are everybody, everyday supplements, right? So get that out of your head also. Same thing goes with things like, or it's not here, but like creatine, stuff like that. Not gym supplements. That's what we once thought. Like, oh, only meatheads go and make a protein shake after they work out. No, everybody does. Everybody does. I try to get my kids to have them, just to close the protein gaps. So let's talk about why. First of all, I have both of these here, right? So
of course,
we have protein powders and we have essential aminos.
Yep.
I want you to talk about the protein powders and the essential aminos, but also why we need both in our diet and why they're different. Because I've actually gotten this question several times, and even I feel like we've talked about this before. We haven't really dug in lately. So let's go.
Yeah. Look, there's a standardization for what you would consider the health of a protein. Health of a protein. Whey has sort of been the gold standard, right? Mm-hmm. But she just named off like some eggs and dairy, right? Some different types of meats. All of them will have a different composition of amino acids to make up the proteins, right? And that's no different than what we're talking about when you have protein supplements as well. So in this case, you have a whey protein, right? Grass-fed, pasture-raised. In this case, you have an organic plant-based pea protein, for the most part pea. And these two will have very different amino acid compositions. At the end of the day, amino acids are what make up proteins. But they act differently a little bit in the body, and I think that's why, like, as an example, to illustrate something. So, like breakfast, again, I prefer the egg route, but often I'll go to the gym, I'll work out, but I will combine 1 scoop of each, and I know that's 40 grams. It's a lot in a supplement form of protein. It's not that I'm saying it's not ideal, but you got to have the whole food component as part of the whole plan. But when I do this, I do it on purpose because the composition is different. And it has different, like, even release mechanisms. The time release is a little bit different between whey and plant. So you're not just giving your body a giant bolus of protein or therefore amino acids. Because what happens is when you consume the protein, what's happening in your stomach is the proteases and such, they're all in there to break down the protein. And they're going to break them down and free them up into their individual amino acids. And then the individual amino acids are what absorb really through the small intestine into the bloodstream. They circulate and they kind of reassemble, or they trigger mechanisms, right? They trigger other things. So you need these amino acids in circulation, especially the 9 essential amino acids. So in a whole food, I don't know what there is. Is there 20 plus amino acids in a whole food on average? But 9 are essential, which means we have to supplement, meaning get them from somewhere else, get them outside of our body. So whole food or supplement form. When you do not get all 9 essential aminos, your body will be searching and looking for the other essentials because it does need them in concert, right, all together. And that's what the problem is on the BCAAs, right? When you just take branched-chain amino acids, which is your leucine, isoleucine, and valine, just those 3 by themselves, it's potentially, I'd say it's theoretical, but it's sort of been proven that it can cause more damage, more harm than good because it can break down. It needs the others. Yeah. It needs the others. The body all of a sudden is, oh crap, I have a bunch of this, but I need all of it together to be able to make. And why is this all important, guys? This is all important for muscle protein synthesis, right? It's those 3 words. And that's the idea, is that the body is in a state of muscle protein synthesis. It is building muscle, right? It is preserving muscle. And this is not that like giant oversized muscle, big time hypertrophy where you're all jacked up. This is just your normal healthy body composition of muscle that your body wants to have as long as you're active and you're loading it. If you're walking enough throughout the day or you're lifting a little bit of weights, but you're certainly moving and you're not sedentary, your body wants to do that. That's the normal biological process.